It's Friday night, Nerd Talk TV. Oh my gosh, I can hear myself in there. We have got a ton for you tonight. We have got movies. We're even going to talk about Superman and Lois, the TV series, which, no, I don't think so. But anyway, The Mandalorian, Death Stranding, we got a whole bunch more. And we have a special 17-minute, I know what you're saying, 17 minutes. Oh my God. We did a special, and it's not Halloween, but it's Halloween after. We got a special thing with Mark Muncy down in, oh my gosh, at Wonder House. It's so cool. We'll be right back after this. We are here. Yes.
What's up, guys?
How's it going?
Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
Yeah, just another day.
No, it's not. It's actual Friday.
Just another day.
It's actually, we're live. No more recording. That's pretty good.
We weren't recording last week.
Oh, that's right. It was the week before. Yeah, I'm getting old. Let me tell you something. It's just the age thing. I'm the old guy in the room, so it is what it is. So anyway, yes, we got a packed show.
Yeah, we do. A lot of info.
These two right here.
Free Hong Kong.
Free Hong Kong. Oh, 10 Cent gonna take us down. Just saying right now, we in trouble.
No, we're not sponsored by them.
We're not?
No.
Do we want to be?
I mean,
I don't know. The money
good.
talks,
but no.
No.
No, it's
I'm
dirty
good.
money.
Because I like saying what I like to say. Uh-oh. Oh, I owe $1.
$50 now for every
I owe
second,
$1.
right?
I owe $1. Yay. Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, so we have a ton of stuff. I'm trying to do blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so it is a packed show. We actually went down to this place called the Wonder House. Down over in, Bartow. Okay, so this house, we're going to, and we're not going to bring it up right now, but we're going to bring it up. This house is so freaking cool, man. It's a very gothic house. It's made of concrete. The guy poured this stuff himself, wrapped it around railroad ties, right? And it kind of reminds me of terrazzo flooring without being shiny and white. It's more of the gray. And the guy had cistern. He had pipes that ran through the wall to cool the house off because this was back in the 20s, I believe. So no, if we open the windows, it had pure circulation. Really kind of cool, right? So we'll play that in a little bit, and then we're going to talk about. Let me see if I can get the list right, man. Gamer buys Fallout 76 add-on domain to criticize Bethesda. How do you know? Okay, let's just start right there.
So first of all, who brought this content to the table?
Is that you?
No.
No, I posted that because me and Dylan were talking about the house the other night.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so I find it really, 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 really super hard to believe that a company as big as Bethesda.
What it is, he didn't buy their actual full website. He bought the domain name to their online service that they were going to call it. So it wasn't 76's actual full game site. It was their add-on because they just started deciding they want to charge people money.
I understand that. But when you, from a marketing guy, right, when you start just thinking about stuff like that, you go spend the $10 and buy the domain.
Definitely. Yeah.
I think of shows that I'm like, oh, that'd be a great show. I'm gonna go buy the name just to buy it. I mean, I cannot believe. Again, this is back. Okay, so there is a company over in Orlando called Convention TV. They didn't go get the Facebook page, so I went and got Convention TV, which blows my freaking mind. It's like that means that all these people are just right here. That's all they think about. Yeah. They got their blinders on. Let's just do this. Right? just don't do anything else. Just do this, because if you do this, we're going to be okay. Folks, right here. This is your view. And actually, if I could get my hands any further back here, I would. Seriously. So A company as big as Bethesda, knowing they were going to go do this, didn't go buy that domain?
It just goes to show how Bethesda is as a company. They're short-sighted.
Are they owned by Tencent too?
Who knows? But it just goes to show that they're only focused on what's going on right now with one game. They're not trying to like buy out the new websites for the upcoming games or anything like that. They could have easily prevented this from happening.
Right.
Easily. But they chose not to. Instead, they decided to, charge $12.99 a month.
Because
Yeah.
they're saying that's what the fans have been asking for.
Right. Yeah.
Find me one fan that's asked.
I don't know.
I want paid
fan.
money
Dude, I don't know
to play this
anybody who
horrible
plays
game.
that game.
Dylan.
Dylan does?
Yes, he does.
Does he really?
Yes. Yes.
My son and I need to have conversations. Whatever.
Do you have anything else to add about that point, since it was your topic?
I think it's brilliant what he did, because he said the reason
Yes.
he did it was so he could sit down with the people and talk to them, tell them what fans really want.
Sit down with Bethesda and
Yeah.
tell them?
Yeah, because they're not listening to what fans want. They're coming up with crazy shit.
Hey, Jeff D'Agostino just joined up. I want to say real
We
quick.
miss you, Jeff.
I'm going to take a break. I'm going to take a second here and say, hey, Jeff, we miss you. We love you. If you ever want to come back, when you have more time, but this man right here is going through some serious crap. He's got cancer.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And luckily they said, hey, they're going to be able to cut it out and it's not going to be a big deal. But, man, prayers with you. Anyway, let's go back to,
What's up, Jay Sean?
Jay Sean says, hi.
What's up, Mike?
Are you Papa or am I Papa? Because I'm older than you.
He's talking to me.
Oh, yeah.
He calls everyone Papa.
Is
Hey,
it Papi?
Yeah. No, it's Papa.
Get him, Johnny. I love Mike Miracle. Anyway, so yeah, to me, that's just the dumbest thing I think I've ever heard of. Just dumb.
They're a dumb company at the moment.
Yeah.
Hopefully they get fixed. They start weeding out the stupid employees and
Really?
cutting their losses. I hope they do.
Okay.
I'm hoping they do for Skyrim's sake.
Skyrim.
No, it's for the new Elder Scrolls that
So you-
supposedly is in the works.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. If you
Hopefully
say so.
it's not as broken as Fallout 76.
All right. Well, let's jump on something really quick that I want to get on and get off. No. To the new Superman and Lois TV series with Tyler and Elizabeth.
So you said the guy looks
Yeah, I did.
Spanish, right?
Yes. He's not.
He looks like
he does
he's
not.
be Spain,
Yes.
but he's not though. He's actually
From
American.
America.
He's
He's
from
American.
Yeah, he's
I don't like him.
California.
He's from
Oh, he's from California. Okay.
well, that's a whole different look over there. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Both of them are from California.
yes. I don't like him.
Isn't that where Hollywood is though? So technically,
But most of the
everyone-
DC shows
no,
are
so
filmed in
somehow-
Canada,
I was
though.
gonna say a lot are filmed in Canada, a lot are filmed in Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Atlanta puts out way more than you think. Because Atlanta
the tax
has
credit.
Atlanta the landscape around there within 100 square miles around can look like anywhere. I mean,
I
we
think you're
did
just biased because of Walking Dead.
maybe.
Yeah, I think you're just biased,
Maybe.
buddy, because New Zealand has huge tracts
I'm
of
not,
land.
No. I'm talking about America. I'm not talking about the whole world because there's all over the place.
Right.
They did Star Wars in New Zealand and then what was the salt plains? Is that Africa? I can't remember.
What movie?
Last Jedi, or
Oh.
the very last one
I
that
have
no
no
one
idea.
liked.
I have no idea.
Where they
filmed.
scraped along and
Yeah,
red,
they turn red.
and blah blah blah. And,
No idea.
So anyway, see, Mike Miracle says ATL represent. That's right, baby. I used to work in Atlanta. My mom and dad, or my dad and my stepmother lived an hour north of Atlanta. So
No, yeah. See,
so-
you're biased. It's all right.
well, but
I'm a
but
Southern
everybody,
Cali guy.
but okay. So SoCal's got some.
I know. I didn't say they were
Problems.
perfect.
Right now
I just
they're on-
said I have family
Right
there.
now,
so
half,
I'm like,
half
hey.
of California's on fire.
Yeah, at least it's not.
That's
where
what
I'm at.
happens when you go up against Americans. God burns you. You get burned.
It's probably a Georgia thing.
But Superman's going to be done by the producer of Flash, Todd Helberg.
Oh,
Which
good
Flash
God.
has been a good show so far.
It's been okay.
According to who?
A lot of people love it.
Do they really?
They love it better than Batwoman.
Yeah, Batwoman.
I haven't seen that yet.
After 2 episodes, I stopped.
Don't
I
see
just
it.
couldn't.
I mean, yeah, you know what?
Is it that bad?
yeah, it is.
You're the kind of guy that would watch anything. So go ahead, take a peek.
I
And,
told you I'll watch everything.
I'm going to
I'll
wait
give
till
you 3
season 1
episodes.
finishes,
3
and I'll
episodes.
finish the whole season.
Okay, I'm gonna give 3 episodes kind of guy,
Yep.
right? And I'm completely going off script here. So I started watching some Netflix just to see what their own in-house stuff, is. So I started watching Disenchanted, which to me looks like they hired the artist from The Simpsons.
He's the creator of Disenchanted.
That's okay.
Matt Groening.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Groening,
it all looks the same. So I'm probably season in, and it's okay. It's not great, but the one I really freaking love is F is for Family. Oh my God! If that wasn't I felt like even though my dad wasn't a baggage handler, I'm like, that's my freaking dad right there. Holy crap!
Yeah.
Come on, and other than the cuss words, because I don't know. Sometimes I made him so mad he cursed, but I don't know if it was me or whatever. But it was like there was 3 of us. There's 3 of us kids. At one time there was 4, but there was 3 of us growing up, and that is absolutely a hilarious show.
Yeah, it's definitely not for everyone because it's Bill Burr. He's got dry humor, but his humor is. I don't know. If he didn't have the swear words, it wouldn't be as funny of a joke.
I don't know.
I love his comedy. Like all of his Netflix shows that he's done, and he's also in the new Star Wars or the new Mandalorian. He's one of the bounty hunters.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's one of the bounty hunters. He's
All right.
He's actually in the trailer. If we have the trailer up.
Hey, Reagan's in here, bro. Vader helmet. I know. Is that cool? That's a cool helmet, right? That's an actual real helmet. That the top comes off, put it on, and you breathe, whole 9 yards. It's kind of cool. I'm running two different things here. Yeah, we do. I'll let Rob tell me when he's got the Mandalorian popped in and ready to go. And
Superman Lois should be good. It's going to probably be replacing Arrow since Arrow ends the season.
He said a short, brief commentary on that. We've moved on. We're on Star Wars now.
yeah, I don't want to talk about that.
You're a Superman fan, though.
I love Superman, but here's the thing: I didn't like Smallville.
Did you like Lois and Clark?
No, I did not.
So you're not a real fan.
I am a
he's
fan.
very peculiar. You know that? He's like, I'm stuttering there. He's very peculiar.
That's like
about
you
his Star
people that
Wars.
want to jump over and throw him into the world of Dragon Ball Z so he could fight. No, he lives in the world, and I just don't. I don't care about when he was younger. I don't care about when. I don't care. I just want to see him flying around in his tighty tights and winning the day every single time.
Hi, Dylan.
Oh,
doesn't
Mama
win every
Tex joined.
time.
Yeah.
Hi,
All right,
Amy.
let's show this Mandalorian because we'll talk about this when we get back from it.
Is the world more peaceful since the revolution? It is a shame that your people suffered. But bounty hunting is a complicated profession. They said you were coming. They said you were the best in the parsec. Would you agree? Mandalorian, look outside. They are waiting for you. Yeah? Good.
Yep, didn't set that, did you? I do it all the time. Don't worry, man. It's all good. I like it. I can't wait for. I'm actually excited about the Disney Channel coming out.
So on to the Bill Burr thing. They did an interview with him. I say they, the royal they. They did an interview with him about being in a Star Wars film, and he's like, I've never seen any of them. He's like, all I do is make fun of them. And the director was like, yeah, you should definitely be a bounty hunter. He's like, okay. So like he got into the role, and so he's kind of a comedic bounty hunter. Like he's got his little plays
he's
in
got
there.
jokes.
He's gonna be hilarious.
He's got jokes.
I'm looking forward to it. That's the only thing I'm really looking forward to in that one. Yeah.
Oh man, come on.
Yeah, I'm just kind of burned out on the whole Star Wars thing right now.
Of course you are.
You know why?
Why?
Because guess who left as directing the new trilogy?
Who?
The two brothers that
Well, the
did
saga's
Game
ending.
of Thrones. The guys who were directing the next trilogy coming out
because
the
they got
Game
a lot
of
of
Thrones
hate.
directors bailed. They went to
Really?
Netflix for $250 million for the next 5 years.
Do you was it last week or the week before? I made this statement. All the big directors are running to
Yeah, they're
Netflix
bailing.
because Netflix will fund your projects.
Yeah. Well, also,
Well,
they'll
they
give
said
you-
they're bailing because Star Wars fans are toxic.
No,
because they got a lot of shit.
No, they gave another statement. I'm sure they said that too, but they gave a statement saying that this is if they went with Disney and did the Star Wars trilogy, it would be 10 years before they could get their own idea through Netflix off the ground. 10 years. That's a long time. Netflix might not.
Is that
even be around.
because Disney holds them up that long?
Well, if
No,
they're doing a
because
trilogy.
They would have to do a trilogy. They're tied in.
That's what, a movie every 2 years?
So you're going to make 21 million instead of 50 million?
I don't know how much they were going to be paid by Disney, but I guarantee you it wasn't $250 million.
How you know that?
I don't know.
I didn't say 250. I said 50.
No, Netflix is paying them $250.
Well, then Disney would have probably said
No.
500 million.
Probably not.
No, not for them.
No. If you look at the statistics and even read what people are saying, like about directors and what they're being paid, no way.
They're underpaid.
Yeah, probably. But it's
Hashtag need more money.
It's the Star Wars franchise, though. I mean, you put your name into that, so everybody's going to know. But honestly, I can't tell you who directed like the last one. Who directed that? Was it James Abraham?
Yeah, he did the last
James
three.
Abram.
J.J.
I
Abrams.
call him
J.J.
James
Abrams.
Abraham.
I just call him JJ because he's a good friend.
Yeah. So he's wrapping it up, but I mean, I don't know. You can probably find out how much he made.
Google it.
I didn't mean to segue that part, but
Oh my God!
I just thought it was.
tailspin.
We're on that, so I figured we might as well talk about it.
I'm actually looking forward to
because
it.
everyone's leaving. So.
Yeah. No one's leaving. Yeah, actually, their count went down. See, you started talking about Star Wars, and everybody went away.
Yeah.
That's just so sad. But anyway, no, I'm looking forward to it. I kind of like that stuff, so it is what it is. Yeah. Good.
So his contract for Force Awakens was $4.85 million. Plus 2% shares of the gross ticket sales.
Which the ticket sales were terrible. Yeah. For only the
So
Force
for
Awakens?
sales, the sales reached estimated $1.5 billion worldwide.
I'll take 1%.
So-
I'll take 1% of that.
yeah. Ticket sales weren't that bad.
$100
then.
million.
What about the second one? Because I know the first one.
I don't
The
know.
first one always
It
does
just pulled up
better,
this
and then
one.
the second one always tanks.
Okay, but how much did he get percentage of?
2%.
2% of $1.5 billion dollars. That's $250 million.
On top of his $4.85 million he got for doing the movie.
$254.8 million dollars.
Yeah,
So
and
yeah,
or
the
you could go
brothers
to
could have
Netflix.
did more.
well, see, yeah,
Or
but
you
they,
could go to
okay,
Netflix
but
and
see,
do your own
yeah,
thing.
okay, but that $251 million dollars.
So no, I understand why
That
they went to
$251 million
Netflix.
dollars is not all theirs. That has to go for production. That has to go for. I mean, so they probably will walk away with 3.2 mil each.
But they're getting creative control over whatever they want to
$250
make.
million deal.
Yeah.
Didn't say $250 million
do I want
movie.
do I want 250 million? Do I want percentage of something that I know people may not watch, or do I want something that I know at least half of the world will watch?
See, that's the hard part.
I don't know, I'm
they
not in that person's shoes to make $250 million.
I don't care who you are.
They want to put their own creative stuff out there.
There are enough Star Wars fans to carry the franchise for freaking ever.
And there always will be.
Yeah,
There
maybe.
always will be.
We'll see.
Just like Star Trek. You're always going to have that franchise that's going to live forever.
Let's not compare those two together, because when it comes to the box office, Star Trek, it can't even hold a candle to Star Wars. As much as I love my Star Trek, I am a realist.
But they're great on their TV shows.
Oh, did you watch Discovery?
No.
Holy
How was it?
shnikes. Freaking awesome, dude. I'm jonesing for the next freaking episodes. So, yeah. But anyway, but again, you know, Disney's got to feed that beast.
Oh,
So-
geez, here we go again.
Feed that beast, maybe.
You said it. We should have a
10 cents
counter
their
where
money
it
from
pops
Disney.
up like every time you say that phrase.
You know,
like
you know, we
somebody
can
around
do?
the world gets $1.
No, you know, next week, I can set it up here. We have voice control on our new on software now, right?
Right.
And every time a word is said, it'll actually go. You can do confetti or whatever you want to.
We
We can do
counter that pops up. Like
We,
every
they
time you say
have
it.
we have that. We can do
Yeah.
that. So yes, we can do that.
Free-
I'll
free
figure it
Hong
out by
Kong.
next week. So all right.
in your spare time.
Right. Yeah. Because I've got
What
some,
little you have.
What I have, like today. Whew,
Oh, boy.
we're still on this set because I didn't have time to move the cameras. That's an hour. People go, oh, you just move a couple cameras. No, you got to pull cameras, you got to pull cables, you got to pull lights.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of stuff.
It's just an hour and a half worth of work,
ton of
and I just
movement.
didn't have the time. So, nor did I have the Gahumbish. I was tired. Rob works me. He's a slave driver, man. Whew, golly, it's killing
Speaking of slave drivers, no, just kidding.
me. So there is it's the PS4
Launch trailer.
launch trailer for Death Stranding. Okay, so
Right.
I
With the
put
creepy
in the
little
chat
baby.
the other day because we have a group chat that we all go back and forth going, hey, what about that? And I could have swore that it was Keanu Reeves that was in this, but it's not.
Right.
It is
It's your boy.
Norman.
Norman
Norman.
Reedus.
With a
And-
creepy little baby.
So now that I got to actually watch it and see it, Rob will tell me when it's ready to go. It actually looks kind of creepy. I'm just saying.
But reviews are coming back now about
Reviews
it.
are yeah.
They're saying it's just glorified
Death
fetch
Stranding.
quest.
So it did. I can't think of what the blonde hair guy's name is that plays in it. He always plays either a bad guy.
His name is Mads Mikkelsen.
There you go.
He's actually
He was in
Casino
Star
Royale.
Wars.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was. Yeah, he was the
No.
was the father of the girl that developed the Death Star.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so let's play this real quick, Rob.
Baby, don't worry. It's okay. I'll always be with you.
See the sunset. The day is ending. There's no pretending. I will hold you. Freeze! And protect you. So let love warm you. I'll stay with you by your side. Close your tired eyes. I'll wait, and soon I'll see your smile in a dream.
Tell me, Sam, what does America mean to you? Way my dad made it sound, we were something special. The glue that held it all together. More than a nation, a symbol of freedom and hope. We could bring it all back if we kept on making deliveries and connecting people. He was sure of it.
Sam, we want you to go west and finish what Emily started. The people she left behind have been hard at work, setting up chiral network terminals. But these terminals are still isolated. We need you to bring them online. And for that, you'll need a Cupid. This is how we'll rebuild our country.
I'll stay with you. You're mine every single day. I'll wait
She's fine.
and so strong.
Extinction's on hold for now.
I'll be waiting for you on the beach.
What's the other mark from?
Clinging woman in a cave.
I see. Aphanphosphobia. Sam, I owe you an apology. Lou was the name you were going to give your own baby if he'd have made it. I should have pieced it together sooner.
Don't know what you're talking about.
You're the one I wanted to send, Sam. Time's running out. Help Emily. She needs you.
You have to break some ties to forge others. Can't be tied to everything.
The world's still broken. Same as before.
What isn't? But we're still here. We're still chugging along.
Not everyone. Not me.
Come on. You put America back together, didn't you?
You didn't have to cut all ties and walk away. The president was right about that much.
Wasn't anything to walk away from. It's not like I was ever welcome there.
Come on. Even I was welcome.
We've had 5 mass extinctions, each caused by an extinction entity. And now it's time for number 6.
Take care of Lou.
I will.
Couldn't find a working still mother east of Port Knot City. Kid's done enough. No more.
The decommissioning order finally came through.
Dead?
Poor thing was never truly alive. Not in this world, at least.
I had no idea until you told me. No idea that I was alive. Living is no different from being dead if you're all alone. I'm on the beach, Sam. Our beach. The one where I was born. Come and find me.
I'm not the only one wearing masks either. There's your boss man, and that woman, and, oh, let's not forget little old you.
Did I ever tell you my real name? I wanted to. It's Amerigo. After Amerigo Vespucci, the man who discovered the continent.
I thought it was Columbus.
Except Amerigo was full of it. He lied. America.
Feed the beast. Feed the beast. It's not changing. All right. So anyway,
Somebody left
Hey.
the door open.
Mute your mic. Okay. No, mute your mic. There we go. So, tell us about this because.
Well, it's developed and made by Hideo Kojima.
Look, I'm green.
Yeah. I told you.
I'm saving the turtles.
Yeah, you're gonna get cancer though.
Because I want to eat them. They taste good.
Kojima Studios. They the guy
Hideo
Kojima. I'm brutalizing his name. He used to work for Konami, so he was huge on the metal. He was the guy who was basically father of Metal Gear Solid series.
Great
so
game.
he departed ways with Konami in 2015. Started his own private developing team and teamed up with Sony. I think it was that year. Was it 2016? No, 2015 in December. And then in 2016, he announced Death Stranding. So within like a few months, he had already started production on it. 2017 is when the actual full development of the game went into play.
Okay.
So this game, it only took him 3 years to get it off the ground and produced now at the shelves. It comes out November 8th, so next Friday.
Okay.
It's an adventure action game, as you guys saw from like the trailer and everything like that. The way that he had basically made it, it's a game of connecting to one another. So you had mentioned The Postman, right?
Yes.
So I never saw that movie.
Okay, so that was.
So is it basically the same concept?
Well, what it was is, the apocalypse happened, blah, 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 right? And all these different cities and places are all separated and no communication. So this, I'm trying to think, who did Dances with Wolves? Oh, God.
Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner was in this one as well. So he was actually a little bit of a shyster, is really what he was, right? And so he said he found this old postman's uniform. And what he figured he would do is better go there and say, we've started the mail up. I need to get in. Give me some food. That way they would feed him and whole 9 yards. They could all write letters, and he'd write away and never go back. Well, what he did is he spawned something that really kind of took hold. And there's always a bad guy that wants to stop him because they want to rule the world, blah, 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 right? So ultimately, they literally started the Pony Express up again to connect all the United States.
So this is kind of the same premise, but not really. It's basically you have two dimensions. You have life, and then there's a second realm. So when you die, you go to the second realm, and in the game, you basically have to connect certain areas, and it affects the other when you're reborn. So whatever you do in the afterlife affects real life, and how you can basically bridge the two together, and it's really cool. It's a new concept, new gameplay, and everything like that.
Sounds weird.
He actually mentioned this. So this is from Hideo Kojima. He said you play as Sam Bridges, which is basically
Norman.
You play as Sam, and then you will attempt to bridge the divides in society, and in doing so, create new bonds, which are strands, with other players around the globe through your experience playing the game. I hope you'll understand the true importance of forging connections with others. So that's his whole synopsis behind creating this game.
Is he secretly trying to tell all the kids, get out of your damn basements, go out and talk to people?
Probably. So the game isn't, it's like 70, or I'd say 80% gameplay, 20% video, so CG. I know a lot of people don't really like watching a whole game of just CG. So it's about 80-20. Definitely a rental. It's either hit or miss. Either you hate it, you think it's boring, or you find it very intuitive and creative and something that's new and refreshing. So
okay,
comes out next Friday. Probably be at Redbox. So
you gonna get it?
Yeah, I'll rent it and try it out. I mean, it looks interesting enough to try.
Do a little gameplay. Record a little bit.
Probably. Well, I mean, they saw 7 minutes of gameplay. I don't think they want to see any more.
Mercy. Well, we got to start coming in here and start playing
in our free time.
No, on the show.
That would be
we
cool.
used to do that.
I think that would be cool.
We could put one more TV over there and play on it, and actually feed that back there.
So that could be like a small little screen.
Yeah, we do. We've done it before. Heck yeah, man.
That'd be awesome.
You want to do that? You want to do that next week?
I would totally do that.
All right, what do I got to bring in? PlayStation or Xbox?
PS4.
PS4?
Oh, so one more thing, one more caveat. So Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo.
How do you say his name? So he's featured in it as a character as well. And you know what's crazy is that him, Kojima, and Reedus, they were all in cahoots together for the Silent Hill game coming out that got canceled. So this is where that spawned from. So they're like, hey, you want to be in it too? But he's in it.
Conan
that guy,
O'Brien's in it.
Mads Mikkelsen, he's pretty cool. He's in it too.
That's why we put Norman behind you tonight.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Norman Reedus is behind you in the corner.
That way.
So, yeah. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to jump over to... we were going to play the whole thing, but we're running out of time, and I can't do 17 minutes worth of video. Yeah, I know, but then we got 2 more pages of stuff to talk about. So we're going to show you a little bit of the interview we did down with Mark Muncy at the Wonder House. As soon as Rob brings it up, this place is cool. Now, the 2 that bought it thought it was going to be haunted, but it's not. Until they buy antique furniture from all over the country, and they bought a piano from one of the most haunted opera houses in the country. And they think when they did that, they may have brought something back because things happened.
Why are you guys on it? Oh, why do they want to play with stuff like that?
Dude, I'm always one poking the bear.
It's not like you can actually fight back.
Yeah, you can.
Like the power of Christ only goes so far with people that don't believe in
the power of
Christianity.
Patty compels you.
Jeez.
Name that
That's
movie.
like those people who play with the Ouija board. It's like, you guys are just dumb. You're asking for problems.
All right, you ready, Rob? Let's play it.
Welcome to the Wonder House in Bartow, Florida, one of the most amazing structures in Central Florida. I am just so honored that Chrislin and Drew, the owners, are inviting us in to this magnificent, historic building that was built by a wild genius, and it's in the middle of nowhere, Florida, and I think you're all gonna love it. Come with me, they're decorated for Halloween. And we are here at the amazing Wonder House with our lovely hostess, Miss Chrislin. Ms. Chrislin, I know it was built in 1925 by Conrad Schuck, correct? Or was it when he started building it?
He started building the house in 1926.
26,
He acquired the property. So he actually came down to Florida in probably about 1925, but he acquired the property in 1926.
All right, and he was a stone worker, and so he kind of knew the area, had some limestone, and he thought about building it, and wound up having to use railroad ties to reinforce a concrete structure with his own mix. And then you came upon this place and have turned it into a piece of history again and brought it back to life. So tell us about it.
So the Wonder House is a very unique house in Florida. So the man who originally built the house, his name was Conrad Schuck. He came down to Florida, and his doctors told him he only had a couple months to live unless he moved to Florida, so where it's, nice, beautiful, tropical, humid climate. And then he would have a whole year to live as opposed to a couple months because he was struggling with some health problems. And so he moved down here with his wife and 9 kids, and then he broke ground, kind of, intending to build a regular house, but what he discovered was that the house was on bedrock, which is very unusual for Florida. And so he came up with his own kind of cement mix and everything. He was a quarryman up from Pennsylvania, but he wasn't just a quarryman. He was also a philosopher. He was an inventor. He was an engineer. He was a poet. He did everything. He even grafted his own plants called the Wonder Fruit. He did just about everything. So he ended up building this house, and it is 2 foot thick at the base, tapering up to about 18 inches at the top. The entire structure is reinforced with railroad tracks. So it is almost indestructible. I'm sure the windows would go real quick. But so the house itself is about 4 stories above ground, 2 stories below ground, which again is very unusual for Florida to have a basement, which is what we have, a sub-basement and a sub-sub-basement. So it goes about 25 feet underground. The house would have had originally natural air conditioning back in the 20s, using a system of hollow pipes within the walls. It would collect rainwater on the roof in cisterns that would flow through the walls, and you could actually also water your plants in addition to cooling your walls. So you would turn a spigot, it would water all your plants on the planters, and then it would go down through the basement, it would pump out to the moat on a closed circuit system. So the house has a lot of crazy inventions and things like that.
Yeah, he had all kinds of stuff that he was famous for putting into the house, like the mirror system so that the fireplace would light up the whole room with like a prism or something.
Yep, there was a prism on the 3rd floor that you could cast, so the light would travel through the chimney, down through, and then it would cast through this prism, and a series of mirrors would reflect the light, and you could change the color of your walls. And then there was another setting where you could turn, the crank, and it would change it to it where it would be a kaleidoscope, like you would be standing inside of a kaleidoscope. And again, that's pretty amazing for the 30s where, think about where technology was at that point in time.
That's crazy. And now in this room itself, as you walk right in through the front door, you have the amazing ceiling. Now, this had a crazy invention of its own, kind of, just something unusual for a house. And what can you tell us about that?
So the ceiling in here, so what you see that's painted gold, they're actually picture frames. So we painted the insets of them dark blue and with little stars, but originally what's painted blue would have been oil paintings. And for different holidays, you could have switched out your oil paintings. So the frames would have held different paintings, and those would have been your decorations for holidays. So during Halloween, it might have been skeletons and black cats, and then for Christmas, it could have been Santa Claus and Rudolph and things like that. So you would have been able to switch out the panels. However, normally it would have been just like Florida landscapes and wildlife scenes. And we have a couple odes and homages to Conrad Schuck because he had a lot of Florida wildlife on his tour actually originally.
Right. Now he never actually lived in the house.
He never lived in the house.
Never lived in the house. His family never lived here. They lived at a small farmhouse, I think, on that side.
It was on,
that side.
We're facing north, so it would have been to this side. So it would have been just on Kissingen. They had a little cracker style house, and him and his 9 kids worked on the house here and then went back home there.
It's an amazing place, and thank you so much for having us. And you're all decorated for our favorite holiday, Halloween.
Yes,
and I believe one of the reasons you bought the house originally was you and your husband Drew were drawn here because ghost stories, correct?
Well, so we like the spooky aspect of the house. So we were really drawn to it just from the architecture. It's so different, right? And so when you look at the house, you're like, oh man, I wonder what's inside, right? And then you get the Wonder House name, right? It's weird. It's kind of crazy, bizarre. But also the stories about the house. So originally, Conrad Schuck was famous for leaving weird things. So, well, we actually have an homage to him. So this is our Victorian casket from about, 1850 to 1890. It is real. The only thing here is, flowers, don't worry about it. But, so he actually used to have a coffin left over from Halloween in his parlor. He just never moved it for the other holidays. And he was such a wacky man that nobody thought anything of it. They thought that was completely normal for him to have a coffin in the parlor. So obviously for Halloween, we had to put a coffin in the parlor. So made it kind of like a Victorian funeral, had a lot of flowers and candles. And then,
so like a coffin table.
Yeah,
so
basically.
Instead of a coffee table, it works.
I like it.
Well, thank you so much. We're going to walk around and see what else. What room do you want to show us next?
Probably. Oh, stop it. I was going to say, well, probably the most unique things would be in the library.
So
my personal favorite room is the dining room, but I think the library has more unique items in it.
Well, let's head to the library.
Sounds
Follow us. So now we're here in the library.
Yes.
So, and I saw you guys have some interesting collections of materials in here. So talk us through as you're all set up for Halloween.
All right, so for the library, we have this, all our furniture is antique or vintage. Most of it is antique from about, 1800 to like 1920 is probably the latest pieces we have. And we have some IKEA, curtains, but it's neither here nor there. So actually on this table, so I actually ended up finding a 1920s dentistry kit, which is pretty cool. So we go to a lot of auctions and things like that, yard sales. You never know what you're going to find. So actually, then this dentist kit where, strange little things like this, where you could make your own implants, and then it came with all the tools. So I used a lot of apothecary bottles, medicinal bottles, different tools and things like that as my Halloween decorations. So I celebrate Halloween a little bit more differently. I do have, the fake skeletons in the basement, but I like some of this so I can display my oddities, which I like to collect.
Which is, that's one of the things that we just love, is that you guys just embrace it so well, but you also have a respect for the history of it.
Absolutely.
Which a lot of places, it's a spooky thing, let's put that in there. But you guys actually really do care about the history behind it, and that's in such a historical house, that's just amazing. And just some more history you have. I saw some stuff interesting over here. You wanna?
Yes.
What do we got?
All right, so in this case, actually, so we have actually 2 human skulls on display. So we collect a lot of natural, wildlife things, but one of the things we had an opportunity to get were human skulls. This is one of them on display. Again, a lot of the bottles and different tools that we got from the medical or the dentistry kit. I was going to say medical kit because I have a doctor's bag I've collected and different types of books on, you know, various things. I collect a lot of different old like bottles. So you think of those guys that, you know, set up their caravans and we're trying to sell the next best elixir.
Yes,
I
the
have a
magic
couple of
elixir,
those magic elixirs. So there's a blood purifying compound and True's pinworm elixir. So I can just imagine those people, you know, standing there trying to pitch their stuff. But everything we have is, you know, antique and old, and we love that kind of stuff. It makes us happy, and we get to, you know, put it on display for other people to enjoy and see, because how often do you get to see things that look like this? So.
Exactly. I mean, and then, you know, you go through another haunted attraction or haunted house and they've got the little plastic skulls. They've decorated them very realistic, but you guys go the full extra step, which is just amazing.
The nice thing about Halloween, though, so like all the dust is authentic. That's probably my favorite part. I'm like, I don't have to dust anything for this holiday, so it looks, you know, really authentic. Like this is a real haunted mansion, you guys.
Yep.
But yeah, so we like things like that.
Yeah,
but
it's like Florida's a high dust environment or something. I don't know. Oh yeah, it is.
It's like, oh, it's okay. It keeps it real.
Keeps it real. All right, so you want to show us another room?
Yeah, let's go ahead and check out the dining room.
The dining room, yes.
We have a haunted piano.
Oh, ooh, my. We definitely have to see that. So follow us. Lead on.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Definitely set up for Halloween.
Definitely prepared. So actually, this is my favorite room, and I think Drew's favorite room as well. It's one of the most completed rooms we actually have in the house. Originally, this would have been the living room. We did switch it to be the dining room because we found termites in the floor twice, and it had to be replaced twice. So knock on wood, thankfully all our furniture is 100% wood, so that we don't get them again. But this room actually has a piece in it that we thought was haunted, so we actually got a piano from the Arcadia Opera House, so Arcadia, Florida. What we were hoping that we got was a free player piano, because it's haunted, but it has not played for us since, unfortunately. But we did get her for about $100, which is pretty great until you have to move it.
Yes, that was.
So yeah, she sounds real great. She really truly does. I mean, go for it. Play us a tune.
Oh,
I just
let's
see what happens. Yeah, just.
They hate this.
That is literally the worst.
You have to do that.
Yeah, so unfortunately, well, this is going to be its final resting place. We're not going to move this piano ever again.
No,
because it broke every tile in the hallway coming down.
You do learn real quickly why they pay so many companies to move pianos, because it is. We were donated one for our haunted house, and they were like, if you can just come get it. And we were like, I sent 12 guys over, and it didn't even move an inch. And we were like, no, we're done. It's fine. It's good. It's good. So, but, oh, man. And so this is you guys' most complete. And I love the paintings. Have those just been part of the collection as well, or? So
the best way that we've gotten paintings, so because we do a lot of yard sailing and antiquing and things like that, a lot of these are actually from antique markets, so ones that people set up. So Arcadia, for instance, a lot of them, so this one and that one were from Arcadia. They were about $80 each. I mean, these are original oils from about 1880 or so. Wow. So, and then the one in the middle costs a little bit more. I think that one is older. And then the sheep painting was gifted to us by Drew's family, which I feel like it goes, but at the same time, I want the big heroic man with the sword back that's upstairs now. Kind of switched out. But you can always switch out paintings for the holidays, kind of like Conrad Schuck did. We could do it in a different way.
Do it. Whatever makes you guys happy. That's the beautiful thing about this place. And so the Arcadia Opera House, huh?
Supposedly it's one of those haunted places in America. And we said, you know what? We like to have different pieces of Florida. The other cool pieces of Florida that we have. So the front gate to Weeki Wachee Springs is our side fence.
I was wondering why it was a W. I was trying to figure it out. I was like, what is that? Okay. That makes amazing sense now. I mean, just one of the more fun things you guys are doing. So
we try to incorporate like some of the old pieces of Florida. So if a place goes out of it, so like Chalet Suzanne, we have one of their little couches and a print from there. So anytime we can collect pieces of old Florida, we try to, you know, have a second life inside the Wonder House so we can preserve Florida history further.
Well, are there any other rooms you'd like to show us?
Well, we have the West Sunroom, kind of decorated like a seance room, so we can go check that out.
Let's see that, and let's follow this Halloween tour. Oh my goodness. Walking into a 1920s seance.
Yes, of course.
It's the setting of The Uninvited with Ray Milland. Love it, love it, love it.
So this is the western sunroom of the house. Originally, this would have been part of an open porch system. So the second owner of the house, who was the first person to actually live in the house, Lucy Ducharme, did enclose it with these large window panes. So we plan on keeping them enclosed just because it's invaluable square footage, especially doing historic tours. You want a nice big seated area where everyone can actually sit. A lot of the rooms, while the house is pretty large, it's only the shape of a cross and your rooms are only so big. So there's only so many rooms you can seat so many people. So these rooms are going to stay enclosed, but we'll try to figure out something to do with the windows, make them kind of blend into the house a little bit more, because it's a kind of, they don't kind of match yet. But so in this room, we set up kind of like a little seance, got a crystal ball, got my sage that I actually had to use the other week because in preparation for Halloween tours, we had something strange move through the house. And it was the first time I felt a presence in the house. And I thought that was just very odd. And it was like going up the stairs and, you know, Joan of Bark was just cowering, and I've never seen her just stare at something flying around the house like a big butterfly or a bird or something. She was just terrified and whimpering. And sure enough, I felt something, and Drew was getting freaked out because Joan was freaking out. I was freaking out. So I go and I grab my sage, and I'm saging up the house, and he's staring at me like I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But I was like, hey, let me do my thing, and we'll be fine. But eventually, you know, whatever it was went away, and then Joan started calming down too. It was just very odd because we hadn't had an experience like that before, and especially just right before Halloween, where we didn't anticipate on doing Halloween. We said, maybe next year. So that was just really interesting because we were just running behind. We didn't have a lot of good ghost stories, but that gave us a good one, that's for sure.
That's a perfect story. As I was saying, I remember when we first talked to you a few years ago, when we were researching Freaky Florida, we came out here and we were excited about the ghost stories, and we started talking to you, and you were like, there's no ghosts. And we were like, oh, there's no ghosts. But we can still talk about how amazing this place is and exciting. But now, with all your collection, who knows what might be hitchhiking ghosts. Florida's kind of known for that.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing. Actually, we brought in an object, and I think for sure it had something attached to it. It's an executioner's sword from 1550s in Germany. Wow. Well, I don't like that thing. Well, initially I didn't like that thing because it had something. They had something about it, and then eventually, it got put into a display case where we don't really, look at it or reference it. It's part of a museum collection, basically. So we would have liked to bring it out for Halloween this year, but our tours are still running. They're supposed to be an hour. They're about 2 hours because we just get so excited sharing the history of the house. But maybe next year we can put some of the more other strange, unusual pieces we have on display.
Well, we are excited to come back, and we'll see what else you've got going. Yay. And Joan making a cameo there, which is awesome. Joan, you just keep those ghosts in check, okay?
Yep. She'll run in terror.
That's your job. So the great Joan of Bark, ladies and gentlemen.
She has a little Joan of our costume, so she can match her namesake.
We can probably find that for you. We'll work on that. So
let me know.
All right. Well, thank you so much for inviting us into your home. I know there's so much more you're working on things, and I can't wait to see what all else you've done with the place. And we will definitely come back for another time. And thank you so much for letting us into your wonderful spooky Halloween.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it.
Well, we had a wonderful time at the Wonder House, and I'd like to really thank our hosts, HOECHLIN and Drew, for letting us come into your awesome haunted house display. We didn't get to see any ghosts, but there now may be presences here, as we've discussed. So just thank you all once again, and I can't wait to see what you do with the place. And we will definitely be back for next Halloween and any other holidays you guys are doing. So just keep up the great work. Thanks so much, and we'll see you back at the studio, Eerie Travels.
So that's what you do when you want to make fun of the ghost people?
Right.
Is you make your own ghosts?
Well, if you would have blacked them out, it could have been even cooler because it would have been like shadows walking in the room, right?
I could have inverted them, yeah.
Right. That's awesome, man.
I didn't put that much time into it, though. It was good. It was good. It was good.
Looks like a good trip.
Yeah, see, there they go. See, we're watching a
Mark
delayed
was
version of
to
it.
ghost the whole time then?
Yeah. She wasn't really real.
She wasn't real.
Is this a Netflix horror film?
Yes, yes, it is.
So low budget.
Well, I tried to find some really nice glitchy, we go.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll keep. Well, here's the thing: we're shooting this because Eerie Travels has a potential of being picked up by Amazon.
I thought they were picked up by Amazon.
No, they have the possibility. The possibility is there that so that's what we've shot a sizzle reel. We're going to add this one in there, or at least bits and pieces of it, because we can't send the whole 17 minutes, which we allowed to play. So speaking of scary stuff, let's talk about what you're going to talk about, the Conjuring thing.
Oh, okay. So the Conjuring directors, Chad and his brother Carrie Hayes, they were looking at this new house to do a movie on, the LaLaurie Mansion. It's in New Orleans. So the house was built, or actually it was acquired by the girl, Delphine LaLaurie, in 1831. And she did some pretty bad things to the slaves. There are reports of her brutalizing them, murdering them, hanging them, and it's just bad.
She was not a nice person.
So this is all off of hearsay of complaints and a few inspectors, but actually the mob burned it down in 1834 due to this. And I don't know exactly the timeline, but it was rebuilt in 1838, and LaLaurie, she escaped to Paris, supposedly in that time frame. So she avoided being punished for it. She avoided all charges, any type of, fallback from that. I'm just like, dang. So it'd be interesting to see where she ended up.
Yeah.
And if she was haunted by these people, because she did some pretty bad stuff. So anyways, the creators of The Conjuring, they're actually going to base their new series off of this house, and documentations gathered from that time that I think it's the 19th century that they had. But there are a few books that came out about this. One of them is called Ghost Stories of New Orleans. That came out in 1946. Journey into Darkness and Ghosts and Vampires. And that was in 1998. So a lot of the theories that have come up recently, I would say recently as in 1990s, they were more grotesque. There's these ghosts that are there. They rip you to shreds, and there's people that have died in the house. So, a lot of the folklore is kind of embellished a little bit.
It's been amped up.
Right. So what the Conjuring guys are going to do, they're going to actually take the real documents and forge a movie or series out of this. So I'm really excited because they did an out of the park job with Conjuring.
Okay.
Conjuring
I believe in that same article, they're going to try to go in the building to write the story.
Well,
actually, part of it in there.
They might be able to. So here's the other thing too. It used to
you
be,
can't get in the house right now?
No, you can't. The public's not allowed. So it's privately owned. Visitors aren't permitted. Most people visit part of it in a walking tour.
Right.
But as far as people being able to go into it, it's not open to the public. So
yeah, because they don't want anybody to see that it's not real.
Well, yeah, that too. But the house is not the actual house that she had back in the day because it burned down.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
So they rebuilt it, and supposedly it's haunted.
But the ghost can stay to the ground.
Right.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah. Oh, I would stay there in a heartbeat.
It's owned by somebody. So, private owners. Here's the cool thing about this. So, private owner.
I'd stay there.
2007, Nicolas Cage bought it. Right.
No.
He bought it for $3.45 million.
Really?
And he arranged it in a way with his lawyers that his name was never on the paperwork. So people couldn't be like, oh, Nicolas Cage lives here.
So how did everybody find out?
He owned it. After the fact, it was foreclosed in 2009. And it was sold by, I think it was Regions, for $2.3 million in a foreclosure.
Against him?
I guess. It went into
that's
foreclosure.
probably when he left Scientologist.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
And they just tore his ass up. See what happened when you leave the crew or the flock? They come after you.
The fact that he owned that house, though, that I just kind of have a little bit more respect for him. Because people have been saying
that just shows me how nuts he really is.
I don't know. I would never buy it.
You should like him. He named his son Kal-El.
He's an idiot. God have mercy.
Anyways, it's going to be
the
cool.
mothership to come down and get my kid.
I'm looking forward to it. I love the Conjuring series. I like
He's
the
local.
directors.
You're not an idiot. I'm sorry. You're all right.
Yeah.
I've watched almost everything he's done, so there's some I like and there's some I just like. Even he's like, oh, I don't know why I did that. I'm pretty sure of it.
Hey, Rick.
But here's the thing. Okay, so talking about monsters, right? Now let's go back up. Witcher. Let's do the Henry Cavill thing. Let's talk about the Netflix series.
Right. So we talked about this a couple months back about the photos that were released of the set, the crew, the cast members. Now there's a trailer for the new Witcher. I think we should watch the trailer first.
All right, let's watch that first.
Roaming the continent,
We don't want your kind here.
hunting monsters for a price. I thought you'd have fangs or horns or something.
I had them filed down.
People call you a monster too. Why not kill them?
Because then I am what they say I am.
All of our choices draw our destinies closer.
If he is out there, there is still hope.
I have to find Geralt of Rivia.
Don't judge me.
They say witches can't feel human emotion. What do you believe in?
Evil is evil. Lesser. Greater. Middling. It's all the same.
Princess Cirilla is your destiny.
I can't protect her.
If you dismiss it,
Geralt!
you will unleash true calamity upon us all.
I'll take that chance.
Yep, that was good.
Looks
so,
awesome.
It looked good.
So Henry Cavill, he's come a long way. I mean, he did Superman.
Is it Cavill or Cavill?
It could be either way. Tomato, tomato. Anyway, so he was in this. He was in this series called The Tudors.
Yes,
and
I do remember that.
He was pretty awesome. Like he was wearing the Renaissance clothing. So this reminded me of that because I liked that series. My wife watched it with me, and it's just really cool to see how he can play in that realm, and he fits it with his hair, like the makeup, all that stuff. He looks awesome. His moves pretty much depict the gameplay. I know they're trying to follow the books a little bit, but the directors have also said that they're kind of doing their own thing with it too. Like they're
Right.
doing bits of the book more so than the game, which is fine. But recently there's an article that came out about how the storyline is shifting, it's going to be about Yennefer and Ciri, which I get that. That's fine. They should have roles in it. But Netflix and all these trailers have been portraying Geralt as the main lead. So for somebody who plays the games and loves all the games except for one, terribly hard, I feel kind of like sideballed with that.
Really?
Like Like I was thinking it was going to be from Geralt's perspective. It's not. It's actually going to be from two of the side characters that are actually from the game. Like,
well, at least season one, that's what it's going to be more.
You
like.
don't even know that because the director didn't say just season one. That's what I have an issue with. These people like to give you a little bit of the information, but not tell you the whole story because they know they're going to have people that are going to be like, "Fine, that sucks. I want to see it." But that little slide that just happened, and I think that was yesterday or today, with the news article that came out about the director saying, "Oh yeah, it's actually going to be about Ciri and Yennefer mainly from their perspective, and Geralt is just in there." That's not what The Witcher is about. The Witcher was about him and his abilities. Yennefer and Ciri were side characters that added flavor to it. But that's just my take on it. I'm kind of whatever. It's a wait and see. But I'm looking forward to it. The cinematography looks amazing.
Okay. Well, all right then.
You got anything to add
Right on,
to that?
Garth. Way to go.
You got anything to add to
Yeah,
that?
Garth.
No, that was pretty much it.
Party
Well,
on.
you had messaged something earlier. You were complaining too. So.
No, because I don't think it is a bait and switch. Well, the article said bait and switch.
Do you understand what a bait and switch is?
Yes.
Here's an iPhone. Here's an iPhone 8. Oh, actually, it's not an iPhone 8. It's just an iPhone. Don't tell you what size. You know what I'm saying? They were portraying it as being about.
But after
Geralt.
reading the article more, it said
Yeah.
he's still going to be in the whole thing.
Well, I would hope so, because if he's not in it, it's not The Witcher.
I was thinking more when it said bait and switch. I'm like, okay, so I have an hour-long episode. He's in it for 2 minutes.
No, bait and switch is the implication of here's who the movie's about, but not really. It's about these people that we're not showing you.
Right.
Well, the
That's
books
what
have always been about everybody too.
But mainly him. He's the main character.
He's the dude.
They're
He's
making
the
it
Witcher.
not about him.
He's the Witcher.
Because in this society, it can't be just about the man. It's got to be about the woman too, obviously. But this isn't like if you're going from the Witcher perspective and you're trying to reel in the people who have played the video games and read the books. Like, I don't think that's the way to go. Me personally.
We'll see December 20th.
Yep, I'm still gonna watch it.
We're gonna do a watch party.
No. This is gonna be a
watch party.
We can do a watch party. That'd be cool. Comment on it
right here.
Oh. Nah.
Well, you gonna cry?
No, you don't got like a huge flat screen.
I've got one bigger than that.
Fine.
We can put 2 out there.
It depends on what time December 20th, because it may release like.
Well, if you wait till December 21st, doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter.
What you want
that's true.
Yeah, it just drops when it drops.
But then we're old news, and everybody else reported.
We're reporting on it now. Jeez.
Oh my god.
Sure.
Either way.
So, all right, talk about iPhone. Love how you little segue there.
I didn't know.
Hey, let's. We're going to show you we are just showing you all kind of video, aren't we?
You can only play like clips of this because it's long.
How long is it, Rob? Rob fell asleep because we're so boring.
Probably.
He's like, oh god.
I got an email. I told you I got an email. Huh? Yeah, we're not playing 16 minutes.
No way.
Anyway, so Freddy Krueger meets the iPhone 11 behind the scenes. They actually filmed a whole Nightmare on Elm Street on the iPhone 11 Pro, using Filmic Pro, which I actually use. I use that on my 10. It's cool. It is very good at what it does. So it gives you that true film look.
That's awesome because Freddy Krueger back in the day was shot on a crappy
35 millimeter.
Crappy camera. Made it grungy.
That's what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, but it made it grungy. But I'm just saying, like, you can have so much more clarity and crispness in your iPhone now than you could back then.
Not when it's up-resing it.
Okay. This
Shooting
is coming
on
from the person who doesn't believe in 4K. But anyways.
Shooting on film is shooting on film, and that's the look you get.
I just don't know why the movies look like crap when I watch them in 4K up-res.
Because they're
back
being
in the 80s.
Because they're being up-res, and they weren't made for 4K.
But they don't make CRTs to watch these anymore. So you're going to watch it on standard def?
No. What they need? No, but if you watch it on just a 1080, you're going to be fine.
But I don't want to see it. I want to see like.
Well, here's what
nicer.
The studios have got to do this. The studios have got to go back and re-release these at a higher.
Yeah.
At a higher rate because they were filmed on 35, which means they're beyond 8K anyway.
They just didn't look that good.
They just dumbed them down for the medium at the time. So now they'll go back and if they remaster, re-release. I mean, to them, it's just going back in, ingesting the reel and putting it back out at a higher resolution. It's not a big deal.
But the main reason I wanted to show this was conventions nowadays. What are we using when we go walk around footage?
Oh, okay. So yeah,
that's the whole point why I want to do this.
Yeah, we're actually using. Is my rig over here? No, it's not. We actually have a rig that we use my iPhone 10X Plus to go around and do interviews with wireless microphones, the whole 9 yards, and it looks beautiful.
And Rob doesn't have to die.
Rob doesn't have to die.
And people are stopping me like at the home show because they're like, "What are you filming on?" I'm like, "Oh, the iPhone 10." And they're shocked. They're like, "You really use that?" I'm like, "Well, it's better than walking around with a whole camera the whole day.
Better than walking around with
This is lighter, get all the shots.
And we're filming in your wonderful 4K.
I love 4K.
But this isn't the first time they've done it. They filmed an actual movie that went into a theater called Unsane.
Hey Rob, let's just show just like 2 minutes of it. Just 2 minutes.
We're here shooting Nightmare on Elm Street again with an iPhone.
You know, growing up and watching these Nightmare on Elm Street movies and thinking that one day I would be with Roy Wagner is just amazing.
We had this crazy idea that we would recreate something I did in 1986.
So it just goes to show you that you can shoot anything you want on anything you want. Like, okay, so for the home shows, were we on air when you were saying that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. I hope so.
So, okay, so it's just like the home shows. We would go with my rig, with my 10, and I would shoot in the 4K, but I used
The
ultra.
Harry Potter thing we did 2 weeks ago was shot
Yeah,
like that.
I shoot with Filmic, but
They edit.
Filmic Pro, but I also shoot with Procream and Ultra 4K Plus.
Those are apps on your
Those
phone?
are apps on my phone, and yeah, they cost like $9.
Now, if
But-
anybody wants to see the finished version, it's in the chat.
Yeah,
put it in
I
there.
see that. So, but to me, if you use it, you got to understand, you got to go into it knowing that you're going to dumb this down and you're going to get.
Yeah.
But what we're shooting on, it got to the point where we brought people over to the booth, and then we would send, and while the crew, like Rob and my wife, were interviewing at the booth, me and Michael went on the floor with the small rig, come back, and the cool thing is I can edit. If I need to pop those edit out as an edit real quick, what I did is I downloaded the bookends, the ins, the out, the starting video and video, and put it in there, and I put it into Adobe Rush, and just do it. The only problem with editing on your phone, you can't do overlays, or you can't do stuff like that. So you don't get the lower thirds and all that kind of cool stuff, which would be kind of nice. There used to be a long time ago, there was a software, or there was an app that you could put your lower thirds into. You could preset them up, and then as you're filming, you hit a button, it threw the lower third up and pulled it back out. But it's since been gone. So, but yeah, I think we should do a whole show with our phones.
I've only got the 8 Plus, so it might be dumbed down a bit. I
Till-
can still shoot in 4K.
It still shoots 1080.
It can shoot in 4K.
The problem with 4K, unless you're editing it, streaming, you can't stream with it.
Okay, then I'll shoot it in 1080p.
There you go.
Make you happy. See,
There
you
you
made
go,
me
see?
happy. I'm happy.
I'm
we're all
happy. You're happy. I'm happy.
There we go.
So let's talk about this. This is going to be fun. The Walker Stalker, right?
Oh, yeah.
The
More wonderful drama.
Interim CEO quits after a week. He had so much. I tell you what, man, all you Facebook warriors out there, yeah, man. Social media warriors.
More people from Walking Dead posted, "We will not support this. We need to shut this convention down."
Yep.
That none of them are going to it now. And what happened once those tweets came out, Walker Stalker was already selling tickets for next year's event. They shut it down on website right then and there. They stopped all sales.
So this becomes a big thing when Fox News, ABC News, NBC News, CBS News, the National Fox, the National CNNs, they all talking about it. So they don't talk about how good our cons are. They only show the crap.
Of course.
Which sucks.
Yep.
Because all it does is perpetuates the freaking, they're a bunch of weird people, they're weirdos, blah, blah, blah. No. This is something that, I went to the first Walker Stalker in Orlando, and it was badass. I mean, that was good. We had press passes the whole 9 yards. We went. It was awesome. And then after that, it just slowly went downhill. Because they started, I really honestly think that they said, these guys are morons. They'll pay, and then we'll just treat them like that, like crap, and they'll still come back.
Right.
People did though.
Well, and I got to say, and I'm probably going to make a lot of people mad right now, but I have noticed that all the cons have gone this way. Other than MetroCon, which really cares about their experience, a lot of the other cons have slowly kind of, they don't treat their people very well.
No, there's a lot of cons that still take care of their people.
I'm not saying all of them. Did I say all of them?
Name one in Florida that's
Oh, there's no way I'm throwing a name out there. You want me to hang myself? What are you, an idiot?
So who don't you like now?
Yeah. Where do we want to get banned from? Your name is Michael Stanley, and you said no. But there are. I've been to a couple, and I'm telling you, they don't treat the guests very well. The experience is, well, it is what it is. If you don't like it, too bad. I'm not saying they give them the Disney experience, but just saying. I had a couple complaints, and I complained to somebody, and the guy goes, I really don't care. That's what I was told. And it was a big one. So
including the negative news, you said you got an email. You didn't finish that one.
About what?
You got an email.
Oh, yeah.
You said you got an email.
We got a couple. We got a couple emails, and I deleted them immediately. That our show has become boring, predictable. That they could see everything from us that they can go and watch on Facebook from Nerdite or Geek on Screen and On Screen Geek or whatever it is. And I'm like, well, okay, it is what it is. So and they said that we pick on Mike. I pick on Mike too much, or I pick on. All you do is you hammer the other. They call it the little fat guy, and I didn't want to say that on air.
For the person that said that, this is for you.
Hey,
right there.
We don't do that on here. Yeah.
Call me a little round guy.
I immediately
complain about you picking on me, but they can call me a little fat guy pretty much.
Well, they didn't say old. They just said
right,
little round
so we
guy.
see how it is.
But anyway,
boy.
Look, this show is a show that we do for fun. Because we like talking about this stuff, and there's 1,000, if not 1,000,000 people out there doing the exact same thing.
It would be really cool. Like, I feel like if people talk in the chat, we can respond and have a conversation with them and be like, hey, what was your favorite horror film from Halloween yesterday?
Yeah.
Or what did you...
We have a ton of people that watch, but they just don't talk to us.
Right.
So, I have a potentially, well, I know it's a new show getting ready to start soon. And I invited this person to watch. They watched, but a couple of comments, it showed me that we were talking over their head, and they had no idea what we were talking about. So if you don't know our world, and if you don't live in this world, and you don't know what we're talking about.
Right.
So, but this show is not for the average consumer to sit there and go, that doesn't know anything about what's our world about, whether it be comic books, video games, TVs, cons, movies. Yeah, grandma's not watching. I don't know. It's just, but it's a lot. It takes a lot to do this show.
Oh, yeah. It's not easy.
Me and Rob, we work all week long, and then we come down here, and then we put the show together so we come in and do a show on Friday nights. Some people appreciate it. Some people don't. And it is what it is.
And if you would like to be a guest star...
Yeah, man. We'd love to bring you on here. I'm actually...
down below.
We're looking for more nerds. We are. We're looking for more nerds because I get tired. I can't be here every Friday night. Rob can't be here every night, so I need to go back and switch. Brad can't be here every Friday night. Michael can't be here every night. Bree hopefully will come back soon. We have no idea where Kiki is. We've lost her. She's in the with her.
She's in the outer worlds.
I don't know. Dylan took a break. Hopefully he'll come back soon. We'll get Cage back once he gets done being a scarer. Oh, speaking of scare, he made Busch Gardens Instagram.
Did he?
Yeah, he was all dressed up, and he was like, it's kind of cool.
That's pretty sweet.
But we'll get him back, So
Speaking of scare, we went Halloween Horror Nights.
Halloween Horror Nights was good this year.
Yeah, I missed.
There were a couple bad houses that weren't as good.
Yeah, but
Stranger Things was awesome.
I would say
it was half.
80%. No, I'd say 80% good. 20% they could.
The scare zones need a lot of work.
Oh, the scare zones this year were such a letdown.
At Halloween Horror Nights?
Yeah.
I thought you said that was the one where you have to sign a waiver.
No. That's that Hell House or
Nobody
Armageddon.
wants to go to that one.
Yeah, nobody does.
No, I'm just saying they could touch you. They could actually grab
Halloween
your
Horror
shirt.
Nights can't touch you.
No big parks can touch you.
Oh, that's That's not
Unlike the one where you pay $40, sign the waiver to go in, and if you go through, you get what?
Screamfest, I think it's called, or
You
something.
get $25,000.
Screamageddon.
Screamageddon's supposed to be good, but they can touch you.
Yeah, there's one.
Yeah,
in
that's where you
Nevada.
gotta sign a waiver.
There's one in Nevada you have to sign a waiver for.
Oh, that's the Hell Ranch, or
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's actually really spooky. So
we should do that next year.
fly out to Nevada.
We'll RV out. I don't
used to live in
fly. I
Nevada.
hate flying.
I hate flying too.
It's
terrible.
My wife will want to go away on vacation, and I'll say, "Well, okay, you guys go. I'll drive up." Why don't you want to fly with us? You don't understand. If the plane goes down, we're all dead. A lot of
Plane
Jewish
goes down, it's
families,
gonna go down on me
a lot of Jewish families will not fly together.
Yeah.
For that very reason, because they don't want
Makes
to wipe
sense.
the whole.
Yeah, you don't wanna
and it
lose
does
the entire
happen because I'll give you the very example. I streamed the wake or the life celebration of this family that went on vacation together down to Costa Rica.
Yeah.
The plane went down,
Oh, man.
wiped out the family.
That's just terrible.
I mean everything. It was the dad, the mother, the daughter, the son, and babysitters or something
Jeez.
like that. So hey, Mark,
That's terrible.
how you doing, buddy? You got to back it up and go watch what we did
Yeah, we're
down
talking
there
about
at Wander.
sad things right now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some more spooky stuff.
Okay, more
Diablo.
Diablo. Oh my
We have enough
gosh.
time
Okay,
for
so as I call it,
El Diablo.
D4.
El Diablo.
El Diablo. So it's ED4. Oh, that's right. Mark Muncie is at Spooky Empire.
Ooh.
So hi to Pete.
Is it spooky there?
Hey, if Pete and Repeat were sitting on a tree limb and Pete fell off, who's left? Repeat. Pete and Repeat were sitting on the... Yeah, go ahead. We're going to play this trailer real quick.
The dream continues to haunt me, old friend. It always starts with a journey to a distant land. There I find a city in flames, streets choked with corpses, unthinkable destruction. I witness senseless slaughter, brother against brother, pure hatred. And then, executions, agony, suffering surrounded me until my turn comes. They burn my eyes, break my bones. I awaken in terror. There's no one left to stand against them. Hell is coming, brother. Hell is coming.
So this
Okay.
takes place decades after the first one, the last game after Malithel, whatever his name is, gets defeated.
Okay.
Lilith, the daughter of Mephisto, comes back as in one of the creators of Sanctuary and the original people of humanity come back to the world. Filled with demons and everything.
Demons.
I saw some rehash content there, Blizzard.
Yeah.
I saw some stages that looked very familiar. I saw some moves that looked very familiar.
So they're
using the same engine, obviously.
They've said there's going to be 5 classes. We've only seen the 3 so far: the Barbarian, Sorceress, and Druid.
Is it going to be Unreal 4 engine?
They didn't specify the details of that yet. I wouldn't doubt it.
It looks decent.
It's what everybody wanted last year, and what did we get announced last year? Diablo Mobile.
Yeah, you know why? Thanks, Tencent.
Yeah, pretty much. It was all
Is
them.
10 Cent hanging out with 50 Cent?
No, he's hanging out with 20 Cent.
20 Cent?
Yeah, 50 Cent in jail.
50 Cent in jail.
50 Cent in
Gonna
jail.
still
He
share
broke.
the whole open world
50 Cent
environment.
broke. He can't afford it anymore.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
Stay a while and listen. Oh, I love that. Dude, Duncan? Or what, was it Duncan? Or
So Mark is asking, can you still get ears of those you kill? Oh, so can you get the ears?
I think that was from Diablo 2 from PvP. Am I correct?
I think they'll be doing PvP again. Blizzard announced a lot today.
Okay.
Oh,
Between
BlizzCon
that,
happened today,
yeah.
actually? I didn't
Oh, it did go?
They opened up the whole ceremony apologizing for the crap they did about banning the guy for a year, taking his money.
So they give his money back today and
They-
restore him today?
No, he has a 6-month
Not
ban.
good enough.
But they gave him his money.
Free Hong Kong.
Blizzard announced Overwatch 2 officially today.
Yeah, they sent his money to Hong Kong.
The new expansion for World of Warcraft was announced.
Dude, they would have sent it to China. They wouldn't have sent it to Hong Kong. They're like,
Free
hey,
Hong
China,
Kong.
Here's his winnings. Here's his winnings. Yeah.
Here's your winnings. Here, it's in yen.
So
that goes back to 1?
Good luck.
BlizzCon announced a
remember
lot
that.
today.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about it next week.
They had to come out swinging.
Maybe we can get Dylan come on next week, talk about everything.
I know
WoW.
the new World of Warcraft expansion was announced too.
Besides that, they also announced that any character now, any race, can be a Death Knight. So you can have your Panda Death Knight.
Oh,
Because
it wasn't just allied races?
No, it's only
Okay.
certain races could be Death Knight the first time.
So, guess what?
What?
We only got a minute left. Sorry. Hey, is your girlfriend watching tonight?
Yeah, I don't have a girlfriend, just to let you know.
Yes, she does.
So he is
No, I do
available
not.
if any.
Yes,
he is
I am
available. No, we're talking about his girlfriend.
No, I
would
do
like
not
to,
have a girlfriend.
Bob's available.
Date this magnificent man of a man beast.
Scobberboo.
His tag is Scobberboo at twitter.com.
Hashtag Scobberboo. Oh my God!
What is your
Hey,
Twitter?
so next Sunday we might. I haven't heard back from the lady. I think it's next Sunday. I think is UFO Con. I think Mark would let me know yes or no on that. But I left a
There's
message.
one VIP pass apparently left. He posted today.
I asked the lady. I called and left a message saying, "Hey, this is John with Mark. Blah blah blah."
Spooky weekend.
Oh
Spooky
yeah,
Friday
so
this
Mark
weekend.
Muncie says, "Come to Spooky and buy some books." Woo.
Yes, go see Mark.
Halloween was yesterday, but
And,
it's always
with
I'm always
Mark.
in the mood to be
With
scared.
Mark, when we're going to actually start the show in January.
Nice.
With Mark, it's always Halloween.
Yeah, he's a great
Spooky,
guy.
spooky. Gotta go. See everybody next
guys.
Friday. Bye.